And here in just a minute, we are going to get into what is going to cause thousands or millions of people to die in a grid down situation. And then we are also going to give you two very valuable options that will help you survive. But first, for new viewers, welcome to my channel, also my bug out location. This channel is all about prepping and self-defense. So if you like this kind of information that you don't normally hear in the mainstream media, then please consider subscribing to this channel and also smacking that thumbs up button. So really fast, let's give kind of a scenario for this video, something that I think there's a very high likelihood that's going to happen sometime in the near future. But let's give a scenario to kind of help to explain why this topic is so important. My gut feeling is that sometime in the near future, we are going to be experiencing a perfectly normal day. We're going to be going to work, taking our kids to school, things like that. It'll be a nice, beautiful day with blue skies out. And then suddenly, the news is going to break that there is a mass casualty event occurring in a different city and in a different state than what you're located at. And then as you're listening to this newscast, you hear the broadcaster say about how they are hearing reports of how there is a group of armed men that are yelling like Allah Akbar or something like that, and they are shooting up this very populated area in this city. And then as you continue to listen to this news broadcast, you're trying to get more information about what's going on in this different city, in this different state. Then the news broadcast starts saying about how they are getting more reports of multiple of these mass casualty events taking place in different cities and different states now spread across the United States, and it appears to be growing, and that it is feared that thousands and thousands of people are dead. And then that is made even worse when you hear the next news broadcast that says that they are starting to hit schools too, and they're also hearing reports of car bombs being set off. So now everybody in the country is in a panic mode, and everybody's running to their cars and trying to drive home or either drive to the school to get their kid and then to get home to where it's safe at. So now as you are trying to drive home, you notice something funny. All the stoplights are out in your city or your town, and it's just total gridlock again because all the stoplights are out. Now you're getting kind of low on gas as you're stuck in this traffic that's just barely creeping, and so you figure you're going to, maybe try to go to a gas station, but then when you get to that gas station and you walk up to the doors, that you see that the doors are locked, and there is a sign that says that the gas station is closed due to no power. So then you fight this gridlock traffic more and more and more, and it takes you hours just to even get a couple of blocks, but then you see a grocery store. So you think, well, maybe I'll go in there and get some groceries while I'm stuck out here. So you run up to the front doors of the grocery store. You also see that it is locked, again with the sign saying closed due to no power. And again, they can't operate the registers. You can't pay for any food that you would buy. So eventually your car runs out of gas, you have to abandon your car, and you have to walk for hours to get home. And then once you do get home, you see that all your neighbors also don't have any power, and you see that your house does not have any power. And then it hits you, that shock hits you, that panic hits you, and you remember that you only got 2 more weeks of that medication that you need to survive left on hand. So obviously, what are you going to do? Tomorrow you decide that you are going to walk to the pharmacy because now you're dead tired. So you decide that tomorrow you are going to walk to the pharmacy and just hope and pray that you can get whatever medication it is that you need to continue living. So the next morning you wake up and you're hoping like, man, maybe they got some kind of a system worked out since there's no electricity, and maybe it will be worth me going there to the pharmacy. So you make that long hike to the pharmacy, but this time it's different. This time, instead of just a closed sign on the door, you see that the actual doors have been ripped off of the pharmacy, and then you see that the drugstore has been ransacked and is just pretty much bare. So after you've made that long trek home, you've listened to your emergency radio, and now you're hearing in the news broadcast that now they believe that it was terrorist cells, sleeper terrorist cells that were activated that did these mass casualty event attacks across the nation all on one day, happening all close together. And then you also hear that these terrorists have also attacked the nation's electrical grid, And now almost all of the United States does not have power. So now the real panic has set in for you. While you had some extra food and water put back to get you by a little while, you did not have that extra medicine that you need to survive. Whether it's cholesterol medicine, heart medicine, high blood pressure medicine, whatever, you've only got just a couple more weeks of that medicine left, and then you don't know what you're going to do. Well, today's video is going to give you two different options that you can take starting now to help you survive something like that. That's not if it's going to happen, but when it's going to happen. So option number one, and I am going to shamelessly promote the book that I wrote, and it's called Homemade Medicine for a Post-Collapse World. And at this time, it only costs like 25 bucks. And it is over 400 pages that gives you step-by-step directions of how you can make a lot of different medicines just using the common weeds and trees that grow around us. If you have allergies, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, a weak heart, gout, chronic headaches, anxiety. There's even a chapter in here how you can use the common plantain that will maybe help you survive a venomous snake bite. And the way that you use this book, you simply go to the table of contents, then you just find the ailment that you're wanting to make a medicine for. And in this case, we're going to go with high blood pressure, and we can see that's on page 188. Now we just flip over to page 188. And here, not only can you see that you can use dandelion and then also common hawthorn to treat high blood pressure, but this book gives you step-by-step simple directions on how to make that medicine. And again, at the time of this video, this book is only $25, and I will put a link to it down below where you can check it out if you want to. And before we get on with option two, if you were watching this video on YouTube, you should come over to Rumble to watch your favorite videos. Rumble supports the freedom of speech and does not have the woke agenda that YouTube does. So just go over to rumble.com and search ethical preparedness in the search bar. Now here is option number two, and that is to get a year's worth of your medication through Jase Medical. Now before you click off, it is actually a very simple process to get your chronic medications through Jase Medical. You just simply go to their website, and their website will actually prompt what information that they need from you. And then once you submit that information, then a doctor from Jase Medical will actually contact you, and it may only be by email. They may not even call you. They just may email you as part of the consultation, and then that doctor will prescribe you a year's worth of that, whatever chronic medication it is that you need. And then once the doctor prescribes it, then boom, a week or 2 weeks later, I don't remember what it was, a very short time later, then your medication, your year's worth of your medication actually gets shipped to your house. Now, luckily, I am not on any chronic medications. I don't have to take blood pressure medicine or high cholesterol medicine or anything like that. But I do have the Jase case from Jase Medical that has a bunch of different antibiotics in it, just in case somebody in my family was to develop a severe bacterial infection in a grid down situation. So for the newer preppers, I just gave you two solid options that you can do if you've already got some food and water put back, but you are on some kind of a chronic medication. You just got two solid options that you can do to help ensure that you have some type of medication, either that you make yourself or that you get a year's worth of in a grid down situation. Now, if you've already bought my book, I'd like to hear from you down below. If you've already purchased my book, I'd like to hear from you if you liked it and you think it would be worth its weight in gold in a grid down situation, or if you think it was a cruddy book and you think I'm a horrible author, I want you to put that down below too. And then if you would like to see a whole bunch of different videos where I actually show step-by-step how to make those different medications that's found in this book, then click on the video that should be appearing on the screen just about now to learn what most other preppers don't know. Anyways, folks, this is enough internet for me today. I do need to get back to work. But folks, if you made it this far, hey, thank you very much for watching, and I pray that you have a good night.